This is a reading of Brenda's blog titled, You're the Adult. Dear ones, it is time to divert your attention from what was to what will be. Many of you follow and believe in the world chaos reported through your media. You bemoan this fearful action and that angry statement, believing there is nothing else to discuss. Of course, such is not true. You have merely retained your bad news eyeglasses, so you enjoy watching the chaos instead of observing the love peeping out worldwide. Perhaps you believe that the last statement is false, that nothing loving is displayed or will be displayed. Or maybe you decided to wait until love is fully evident before you end your belief in the worst world outcome. It does not matter, because with or without your support, the earth has moved into a loving stance. The difference is, you have not. Perhaps you believe you will switch from fear and anger to love when this happens in your life or is displayed via your media. Maybe you do not believe a loving life is possible while of the earth. It does not matter. All that matters is that you are not fulfilling your personal needs for love. The earth shifted beyond 3D. In doing so, the earth needs to spin off the fear and rage that has been building for eons. So it is that the minority of earth humans who now promise fear and rage are spinning faster and faster, encouraging those of you accepting minority fear-mongering to believe they are the dominant earthlings. Love is always gentler and most often less noisy than fear. So the current earth love is a peaceful sensation that seems to be dominated by fear and rage. The earth can be equated to a parent observing their toddler display a public temper tantrum. That parent has three choices: to allow the temper tantrum, to divert the toddler's attention with more appropriate action, or capitulate to the toddler's demands. Those of you following the news with fear or anger are, in a sense, yielding to the toddler's demands. Those earth beings who wish to remain of 3D are not going quietly into the night. Their 3D behavior was always much like a toddler's, as was true for all earth beings when the earth was of 3D. Of course, you may respond, this or that 3D action is so unfair or wrong. And you would be correct in a loving world. But those behaviors you find so offensive are merely 3D actions magnified a bit. Not a lot, just a bit. For what you are now observing has always been. You were merely so enmeshed in 3D that you could not notice, or might have been the instigator of similar actions. Differences are only highlighted when there are two or more opposing viewpoints. Now that you have transitioned beyond 3D, the actions you might have once been part of seem inappropriate. That is not to say you were not enraged by similar activities in the past, but that you had no recourse. You were the toddler, waiting for your parent to decide what action to take. You have since become the adult. What do you want to do? What have you been doing with the temper tantrums of those remaining in 3D mode? What are you going to do? Those are your action plans. There is no right action, for you are an independent being with skills and interests beyond 3D. But if you elect to remain within the realms of 3D tantrums, your current fear and rage will continue for some time. 3D temper tantrums are becoming less appealing, as would be true if your toddler had several tantrums a day. Those who wish to remain of 3D are displaying what little power they retain with problematic behavior. It is your choice how you react to that behavior. If you decide to focus on that 3D behavior, you will expand the amount of time you are uncomfortable. If you ignore that 3D behavior, you will have the energy to turn to issues of interest and, yes, of joy. Let the toddlers throw their temper tantrums. They will do so whether or not you pay attention. But the less attention those 3D toddlers receive for their tantrums, the fewer tantrums you will observe, and the less 3D activity in which you will be enmeshed. So be it. Amen.